Hey guys, Red here. I'm actually filming us in the middle of the sniper rifle build for a client that I have. But one of the things I did was I glued the two halves of the foregrip together, and because wood glue is wood glue, um, uh, this stuff tends to take about maybe like an hour for it to fully cure. So I may not have planned that out quite as well. But I can still do stuff, plenty of other stuff while I still have the blocks screwed together. Um, but while that's drying, I wanted to talk a little bit about this machine, the 24-inch milling machine. This was one of the machines I fell in love with when I was in college. The other one being the lathe, but I don't have the money for the lathe quite yet. I am looking to try to get one, but for now I am sticking with this guy. For retail, this one of these machines is like $1,500 and if you don't know, here's the actual number. But being $15,000, I didn't have the money to go and get a machine myself. So I went on Craigslist and I found one locally at a jewelry store. And when I bought this machine, she was apparently only used like maybe one or two times, which is why I only had to pay $1,400 for it. Plus, it came with a set of standoffs and a vise, which on their own may be worth around, I'd say a good $200 maybe? I know this one was like $100 probably. I don't know how much the standoffs are going for on the market these days. But the story behind why the jeweler wanted to actually sell this machine was he had a worker at one point who looked at a job and said, "Hey, you know what? If you got me one of these machines, I can probably do this job that would normally take us about like 4 hours to do, which we have to like sculpt the ring, and then we have to make the mold, and then we have to cast our rings. I can do it in like 10 minutes with one of these things." So the boss said, "Yeah, sure, okay. Let's get one, and then let's see how well we can push out product." Unfortunately, if you know anything about how these machines operate, it's essentially a 3D etch and sketch. You got one dial here that moves it down and up. You got one dial here that moves it back and forward, and you got another dial on the sides for moving it left and right. Clamp your work down here, or tie it down with the screws on this through the tray here. Take your pick. But if you want to do complex shapes with a machine like this, you got to be pretty damn good at it. I mean, I'm not even that good to make a perfect circle with this thing. I'll rough out a circle, and then I'll just finish it off in the sander machine. But otherwise, no. So, the boss bought this machine for the worker, and the employee tried it out. 10 minutes later, the boss comes back and is like, "Hey, did you get out the part?" "No." "Okay, we'll give you another 10 minutes. 10 minutes later again, still no product. 4 hours later, still no product. And at this point, this is already not making any return. In fact, the boss has just spent like $600 on this machine. Sorry, $1,600. And shipping, which this thing weighs about 300 pounds-ish. It's almost pure cast steel. Almost all of it's pure cast steel, so it's really heavy. I had to get my brother to help me bring this in. We were loading it on another table at one point, and that just completely collapsed. This counter actually is got like a good inch and a half of wood to support the desktop. So this is not a light machine to carry around. So you can imagine the transport guys essentially hauling around what is essentially the weight of almost a small refrigerator. Probably roughly about the same weight in such a small package, which means the weight is so much more condensed and makes it more difficult to get anywhere to hold and to lift it up without risking breaking anything. Like you're ideally supposed to probably hold it by the post and the bed. Sorry, the carriage. But yeah. Nevertheless, the guy got fired. So when I went in to pick up this machine, it was almost essentially brand new, not a single bit of rust on it. And I've been taking care of this thing as much as I can. I had to realign the vise a few times before I got to where exactly I needed. Actually, the one job that made me realize the vise was off was the Wonder Woman sword build. When I was trying to narrow down the boards for the blade, they're started to taper. So the vise I had to realign. Once I got this thing, I put lubrication everywhere to get it up to speed, which I do need to get back on it again. But I mean, she's still faring pretty well. I mean, I don't use her quite as often as a lot of like bigger shops that really need like every 4 months to lubricate this thing. So I think I should be okay right after I finish lubing it this year for another year. I mean, I only use it for light work. I don't use it for much heavy duty stuff. But still, it's always good to make sure that lubrication on your machine is still pliable and still fresh. But yeah, that is this machine, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video about the story of my milling machine.